Hello, oil family. All right, so this is part of our series for the 30 days of gratitude. So today we're on day 4, and this is after releasing your fear. If you've done day 3, you've walked through the steps of releasing your fears for gratitude. And this is releasing your fears to make room for love. Now, I want to just start off by quoting one of my favorite verses. It's from 1 John 4:18, and it says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." So, yesterday I touched on how fear and gratitude do not exist in the same moment. They cannot. So, therefore, practice releasing your fears and implementing practices of gratitude. Here's the deal though. The basic inner need for a human soul is the need to be loved. We all have this. Without love, we become suppressed. It's like starving ourselves of the very oxygen we need to survive, or food that we would need to nourish and grow. So, again, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. They do not exist together. So the reason I had to go through day 3 and cover how to just properly release your fears is because you cannot fully embrace and live in love with love in your life unless you have made room for it by releasing fear out of your life. Okay? You may experience love. I'm not saying you can't, but you will not be able to live with it abundantly in your life. You're going to find that fear pushes it out. And if you let fear make a bed pallet in your home, in your heart, in your life, I will just say fear will stay there as long as you will let it. It will not get up and just move and leave on its own. You're going to have to actually recognize it for what it is, search for it perhaps, and direct it to the door, out of your life. And again, that's where day 3's roller bottle blend is going to really help as you're searching, as you're looking, and as you're finding these fears, addressing them and releasing them in the way that they have to be. So, y'all, we cannot create more abundance of love in our heart and life if we are not willing to address the fears and release the fears in our heart. I think I already said that basically, but just in case you need to hear it again. So, go back to day 3 if you haven't watched that video. Do day 3 of gratitude. Rose oil. Now this is the fun part. So rose oil is the oil of love. It takes you from feeling isolated to feeling loved. And rose oil is also the oil of the heart chakra. So as we're clearing out fear for you and making space for love, we want to use both the Release Your Fears blend, the roller blend that I gave you in day 3, plus you want to start using your rose oil. You can put both of these over your heart if you want to. I put both on my heart. So you can also use them in different areas, but that's going to be a great place to use them, is over your heart. And you may be thinking, okay, so what in the world, what does this have to do with gratitude? Well, as I've already explained in the other videos, I'm taking a very untraditional approach to doing gratitude for 30 days and a practice of it. Usually you have lists where you're making lists of who's and what's that you are thankful for. But the problem with that is it is circumstantial gratitude. It is possessive gratitude. It requires having a lot of haves. And true, genuine gratitude that actually brings an abundance and a life and a love and a joy to your life, it is going to be gratitude that exists whether you have or you have not. So that's what we're going for. And in order to do that, we've really got to peel back the onion and deal with the foundation stuff. And then at the end, we'll do some lists because, yes, we want to recognize people and things that we have that, yes, they're great. But without doing this stuff, that is just like outward stuff that's not going to really change your life on a deep level. So what does this have to do with gratitude? Well, think about it. Okay, if you feel in your innermost person that you are suffocating, suppressed, in fear that you won't be enough or have enough, then you will by default miss out on the true inner gratitude. You will feel lack instead of abundance. You will tell yourself you are grateful and all that you have and make these lists, but in your inner heart, in the end, your inner heart will believe the story that you have been telling yourself deep down inside, and perhaps even in the dark, that you don't write down on the list and you don't say what's really going on. And so that's what your inner heart's going to be believing, and that's going to be whether you have genuine gratitude or just an outward appearance of gratitude. You'll know it. So this practice of going through and actually naming and going through and releasing these fears and working through them, it's going to make room for love and abundance. And in your inner heart, you're going to have a story that says, I am so loved. I have so much love in my life from others, from God, from people, and I just exhale love in my life because I have so much of it. If you come from the other place, you are going to come from a place that you have not. And in your inner person, that will not spark gratitude. That will spark lack, resentment, possibly fear. We want to, again, address the deep part of this because we all want to have a genuine gratitude that is so not based on being in the right circumstances or having the right things or people, but can be anywhere and just is a part of our being, because gratitude is who we are, not what we have. So, rose oil, you're going to start coupling this with the Release Your Fear blend. I gave that blend in day 3. Go back and watch it if you haven't. So you can get the rose oil, or you can get the rose lotion that doTERRA has. And this lotion, I kid you not, I love it, but it's only $20, and 100% of the proceeds go right to Healing Hands Foundation, so that you are supporting, through doTERRA, 100% women and children, schools, water. You're helping with human trafficking rescues. You are helping women out of horrible situations. You are doing so much good just by buying this one bottle of lotion. And of course, it's got rose oil in it, which is like, I can't believe that it's just $20. But that's doTERRA's generosity and their way of helping and doing good in the world, is they give 100% of that to the Healing Hands Foundation. Again, rose oil, just apply it over the heart after using your release blend. And just a little story, I actually had a moment today where I had just some insecurity, and I recognized it for what it was. It was a fear, it was an insecurity that I had, and I used the Release Your Fears blend, and I worked through it, mentally realizing this is not a truth. This is just an insecurity and a fear, and it's not even true. And then followed it up with the rose oil, and I kid you not, the fear and the insecurity has gone. The rose, I feel more love and more security in my heart about what I was working through. And so it's just a great way to align your heart, your emotions, your inner person to perhaps what you're trying to tell your mind and even saying with your mouth, but the two aren't lining up. So anyway, so that's day 4 of the gratitude practice, and I will see you on day 5.